we are going to do black bean soup using some of the leftover ham that we have from our Christmas ham. But that's going to come a little later in the soup. But I'm going to show you kind of all the ingredients we have and then take us over to the stove and start us cooking up there. I'm not going to chop for you because you've seen me chop slowly, agonizingly vegetables before, and you can check it out somewhere else on the website. But yeah, I'll take you through it. Black bean soup is something we have in the States and I really love it, and it's a really kind of hearty soup. And you can do it many different ways. I mean, I'm going to take you with a little Southwestern flair with this, adding cumin and coriander and some chilies. But you don't have to have those. You could have more of just a straight-laced kind of hammy taste. So again, that's up to you, your artistry, but I'll show you how I like to have it and all the accompaniments with that. So we start off, you know what, in a pinch, I've got a cold if you can tell. In a pinch you can use canned black beans. I mean, let's not mince words, I've done it. Sometimes you want to make the soup and you haven't done the dried beans the night before. But we're going to show you how to do with beans that we've soaked overnight. So this is 3 cups of dried black beans, and I put fresh water, enough to cover it, and so they're ready to be drained. And another thing, I'm going to be using dried chipotle peppers, which have a kind of smoky flavor, but they are hot, so use them sparingly. But right now what I'm going to do is reconstitute them, which means I'm going to put some hot water on them, put a lid on 20 minutes, and then they're going to plump right up, and then I'll deseed them and blitz them into kind of a paste. So right now I'm going to take those and put some hot water and cover them. They look a little dubious there. My 2-year-old humor there. Alright, so they're there. They're soaking. We're not going to put them in yet, so that's fine, they can do that. What we have here is 1 large green pepper and another large onion. And, you know, if you have 2 smaller onions, 2 green peppers, but that's roughly what we're going to use. We went for 3 cloves of garlic chopped because we like the garlic. What we also have, we're going to have the Lake Homo leaves for the, you don't have to be homosexual to use them, but if you are, that's great. Fresh thyme, we're going to chop up and put in there, because I always like a little fresh thyme with ham products. Dried cumin, which if you've never seen cumin, that's actually what it looks like. And I just got, we got one of those little coffee grinders, bean grinders, and we put our herbs in it. It just keeps it fresh. So, you know, if you have it ground, it can dry out and become a little bland. But if you have the whole spice and then just blend it whenever you need to use it, then you're winning. So there, and then we have coriander, dried coriander or dried cilantro, I guess is what you say. And that's what those look like. So do the same thing. And then I've talked about the Spanish smoked paprika, so we're going to use a little bit of that, but it's you know, use sparingly. This is the hot kind, but you also have the sweet kind, so that's why I have so little of it. But it's up to you. If you can find that, you can use regular paprika. That might be fine. And what else? The ham, of course, we'll chop up. And then at the end, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar, a little tablespoon of it, because if you have a ham-based soup or stock, if you put a little bit of vinegar in it, it just it makes the taste just kick up a little bit. So that's a little chefy trick. And then, you know, for accompaniments, you've got the trusty jalapeno if you're a masochist, lime wedges, cilantro, fresh cilantro, and sour cream. So those are all up to you. And then you can use chicken stock. We'll put chicken stock in, or you could have the juices from the ham if you want to condense it if it's not too salty. A little combination might be really nice. And then at the end, we're going to salt and pepper. Don't salt until the very end of your soups and your stews, because as it condenses and as you're adding things, the salt will come from those. So again, wait till the end, salt, taste. All right, now we'll go over.
Oil your pot. You don't have to have a cast iron one, but any heavy bottom one will do. Over a medium heat, warm your oil. Once this is ready, add your vegetables, the onion, the pepper, and the garlic, and you're going to sweat those down until they become translucent. Be careful not to over brown them. Now add your spices or your herbs and cook them until they become fragrant, and careful not to burn them. Now for the main event, add your beans. Give them a stir. Now add your stock, whether that's chicken, ham, a combo, whatever. And now at this point you can add your ham bone. Unfortunately, we didn't tape it, but it goes in there, trust us. So keep it on a low heat and partially covered. Simmer until your beans soften and it just comes together. If you're using canned beans, don't put the beans in right away. Just let the ham bone and the stock kind of get the flavor. And then later on, add the beans in once you have a really nice hammy, stocky flavor.
Okay, hey, so while the soup is on, we've reconstituted these chilies, and they're a bit hot. Okay, so I'm not going to add a huge amount. I'm just going to put these kind of 2 in to give it a bit of smokiness, the chipotles. And since they're moist now, you just want to deseed it because you don't want to bring in the fire department, which I've done before, accidentally, chili-wise. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put that in the food processor, and I'll do it with the other one. And you're just going to blitz that into a paste. You can add little olive oil if that helps it, the paste. And then you're going to add it into your soup and stir it in.
See, we told you there was a ham bone. Take that out. Retrieve the laurel leaf. And add your pepper mixture. Be careful now, they're hot. And give it a stir. I know we said a tablespoon, but actually a teaspoon is probably better. A teaspoon of vinegar you can add now, white wine vinegar. And do some seasoning with your salt and pepper to your taste. I use a handheld blender or a conventional blender and blitz about 1/3 of the soup. You want to get that texture of thickness from the beans. And now add your cubed ham. As much as you like. You can have a little less or a little more. And give it a good stir and warm the ham through. And serve with accompaniments. We like a little cilantro and sour cream and peppers.